scanning my brain for design. Another white lid. There's many different techniques. You know, other people might do things a little differently, but I just kind of am gonna wing it.
Hello and welcome to my life in a tree.
Hey, you guys know this is MotoWorld 2, that crazy show about motorcycles. Today on MotoWorld 2. Today, I, Jerry Bernardo, former helmet painter, now still helmet painter and TV host, monologist extraordinaire, will show you, the people out there in the world that want to know, I'm going to show you how I paint helmets. I'm going to take you through all the steps: prep, design, application of colors, tricks, tips. Hey, Chris Wood from Air Tricks says, you're not going to tell them all the tricks. Ah, yes, helmet painters need our tricks. Hey, you think nobody ever taught that kid anything? I'm going to share it with you. We all have to learn. We're also going to see motorcycling, because if we didn't put motorcycling on there would be phone calls running rampant throughout the studio complaining, because this is a motorcycle show. We're going to see Pomona Dirt Track, support class, and superbike at Laguna Seca, hill climb in Indiana. Ed, is it Indiana? Let's go there and watch that hill climb, because I love that stuff. We're going to also see Budds Creek outdoor motocross, pinned. Supercross, short, blurps, bloop, bloop, jumps. Outdoor motocross, on the pipe. You know what it means. You know the terminology. That's it. I'm going to paint this lid. This is going to be white. By the end of the show, this thing is going to be colored, because Jerry di San Bernardo da Vinci, io faccio tutto. I do it all.
MW2 is brought to you by Honda Motorcycles, the leader in on and off-road fun. Honda, come ride with us. And by Suzuki. Right now, your Suzuki dealer has the ride you've been waiting for and the financing to get it.
For me, I have painted many, many helmets. Now I have another lid. Unfortunately, it's my own helmet, so I feel as if I have to, what would you say? I don't know, show off. You know, people look at me, I'm a helmet painter. Wow, what's he got on his lid? Here I am. I got to think of something. This is my other lid, so actually I probably did think of something. I'm going to lay out fine line tape, make some designs. I don't know, it's pretty self-explanatory. There's different techniques, and I taught myself how to do this, so. This is 3M fine line tape, the backbone of the helmet industry. There's many different techniques. This is kind of a Guy Cooper stripe right here. And then watch, I'll show you this on the end. See, now to get the nice points, we overlap that, fingernail it so it seals up, so it doesn't bleed. Cut this, pop that up, then we mimic that following that line. Bada boom, bada bing. Hey, check it out.
On the twists and turns of Laguna Seca Raceway, early leader Jamie James, Vance and Hines Yamaha surrendered to the assault of the fast by FAH Ducati, but it was not the Australian champion Troy Corser, winner of the last two AMA races on that Italian Red Rocket. Now number 21 is the Canadian Pascal Picat, the Laguna Seca pole sitter. Corser 7th at the end of this freight train when number 11, Thomas Stevens, blew an engine, triggered a melee that saw Mike Hale take this horrendous tumble, ending a spectacular debut weekend for him on a superbike. John Ashmead hurt his hands and feet in that crash. Martin Adams happy to see Hale walk away. Red flag and resultant restart gave James another chance. He had fallen 9 seconds behind Picat before the race was stopped, lending credence to the argument that the Ducatis have a clear performance advantage over the Japanese four-cylinders. That argument spotlighted in the week before the race when an AMA appeal board confirmed the legality of the Ducati Ducati over the protests of Team Muzzy Kawasaki. Now, this race also set the stage for a dramatic AMA announcement that we'll get to in a moment. But for now, let's see how well that torquey, smooth-handling Duck behaves. Piquet retakes the lead spectacularly at the corkscrew. Behind him, Courser on the move, takes third from Tiger Soa. Vance and Hines co-owner Terry Vance awaits the inevitable. Here it comes. 19, Courser, the story of the 94 series, unknown outside Australia until he auditioned for Geraldo Faraci in December. The youngster from Dapto Wollongong ran second to World Superbike champ Scott Russell at Daytona and has won everything since. Watch James go to the edge. Courser sits back, calmly awaits for the end of the wrestling match, and then motors right by the frustrated Louisiana veteran. Faraci anticipates another round of champagne. Piquet, who toiled in the shadow of Doug Poland last year, and Courser thus far this year, finally wins his first AMA National by a second over his teammate, past series champ James, determined to win more before he retires a gutsy third. Fred Merkel rebounded from a hard crash in Supersport, qualifying for fourth. Sadowski on a Faraci Rent-A-Duck made it 3 Ducatis in the top 5. Piquet was jazzed.
Everything went really fine. We put a new engine last night. I tried this morning, was great, running so well, and I was a little bit disappointed after the red flag, you know, when you had a lead like that 9 seconds ahead and you have to repeat again. The next one was much harder. Troy was always right there, and we're doing a lot of 28. The pace was really fast. I'm really happy about my win.
And in the points, Courser maintains a healthy lead. He's been no worse than second in 4 races. Piquet's win gets him to 6th, just 1 point out of 5th.
Actually, you're designing, as opposed to sometimes some people draw out things with pencil and then they, you know, follow with tape or cut a mask and this and that. This is one way to isolate panels with fine line tape. Obviously, say if this was pink and that was black and that was pink, you'd tape that off, cover it up, paint that black, blah, 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 then peel that, tape off the black, paint that pink. Then when you remove this, it will obviously be white. It's all downhill after you get all this laid out. I mean, there's so many different techniques. I'm going to try and show as many as I can without making the helmet look goofy. You know, anybody can really do this. It's not really that hard. Advanced helmet painting is a little more difficult. You have a couple of choices. You can either try it at home yourself. I mean, I started out with spray cans 8 years ago. Spray cans and no clear. And it worked, you know. You can either do it yourself, or you can send $200 to $500 to people like Troy Lee, Gerard Designs, Collars Colors, Serrano, Airtrix, Hammerhead Graphics. Hammerhead, good helmet painter. But once this is done, then I'll like take the visor off and I'll complete the fine line underneath. Because to make the panels go, you remove the visor and then you complete the fine line underneath, okay? Are you listening? Okay. And then we'll begin the actual isolation of panels with this. So say like I'll go like that, da-da-da, block, paint there, and you'll see that soon enough. This one's ready right here. This is going to have some spray on it pretty soon. I can spray this now.
Have the slaves washed and brought to my tent, please, Logan.
Do we have slaves? This is a good trick. This trick I made up. I call this trick snakeskin clouds. What I did was I took a regular bath towel and I cut it, taped it to this piece of cardboard. And I pulled it all out. I sprayed it. I used it before, so it's all stiff. See? I put this down, and then I spray. I can only show you, I can't tell you. They call me Mr. Hurry, because I don't even wait. I'm just peeling it right away. Everything, subido, fast. But this is cool. This is gonna be a kind of fun lid. How's it look out there in TV land? Kids, huh? Kids?
Number 4, Steve Lampson, the 125 points leader, but without a win so far this year, took the lead from the opening lap. Aggressive but smooth, he would extend his lead by 5 seconds over defending champion Doug Henry and number 44, Jimmy Gaddis. Damon Huffman, number 20, the overall winner at Hangtown, would move past Gaddis into third near mid-race. poor starts in this first moto meant riding on the edge for three talented riders. Number 6, Emig, started 9th. Ezra Lusk and Robbie Raynard got into it.
I was trying to go underneath the gas over there, and I landed on off camera and went down, and then Ezra ran me over and popped my shoulder out.
Raynard finished 21st. Lusk would later take this spectacular fall that put him out of the moto, a 33rd on the official stats sheet. Number 97, Chad Lowe, had his problems as well. With Lamson and Henry making first and second well-defined, the real battle featured Huffman, Hughes, and Emig for third. Emig would secure the final podium spot. At the checkers, Lamson, his first win of the year.
I just got a good start there, and Doug was running pretty close to me there, and he kind of closed, and I had to pull out a little bit, but if it wasn't for Doug, I would have laid off the pace a little bit, so he kept me going, though.
Preparations for Moto2 started with Robbie Raynard tactfully, but with motive, saying to Ezra Lusk, "Sorry I laid down in front of you," referring to the last moto. Ezra's comeback, "That's okay, I meant to run over you." They would both get off the gate with difficulty. Ezra 10th, Raynard 27th, and would end up battling each other at the race's end for 9th place. Up front, it was the race of the day. After Lamson got the whole shot, Emig took the lead.
Finally, our bike is running a little better. We had some problems earlier in the day, but sounds much better to me.
In the early stages, it was a 4-rider pack with number 6 Emig, number 4 Lamson, number 1 Henry, and number 22 Hughes. Third lap, Lamson makes the pass on Emig. Later in the day on this speed track, you can get lost, never to return in the ruts. Lamson almost endoed at mid-race, and Emig takes the lead.
Whenever there's good racing, it's always a blast. I was telling myself during that moto, even when I was behind Lamson, I was, man, this is a lot of fun, but I want to win.
Henry had his battles with Hughes and Huffman. It would be a tough, outstanding effort by Hughes for third place, who ended up putting the heat on Lamson for second. Lamson, the overall winner, with the first and second on the day. With the win in the second moto, Emig got himself back in the points race with 9 more events remaining. With the field headed to Mount Morris, Pennsylvania next week, it's Lamson by 14 points after Huffman registering 2 fourth-place finishes on the day. Then it's Emig, Hughes, Lusk, and Henry are tied for 5th.
I mix colors, but I prefer to go with stock colors right out of the can, only for the simple fact that, say if some kid rips his visor off and you have to paint it over again, you just grab the can, paint it on there. If you stop mixing, you're going to have to match, and it's pretty tricky to match colors. Splatter is pretty popular. If you splatter straight paint without thinner in it, it's kind of thick and gets stringy. So I thinned this out a little bit so it kind of runs, so it splatters better, and I add some silver. This is really cool pearl. Tell me you have to be talented to do what I'm doing. Splatter, please.
Mike LaRocco told us before the first moto he would like a good start and for once lead all the way. And that's exactly what the come-from-behind kid from Indiana did in Moto 1. While LaRocco was setting a sizzling pace, Kyle Lewis, number 53, Mike Craig, number 19, and number 2, Jeremy McGrath, rounded out the top 4. Number 5, Jeff Stanton, looked good in practice.
It's good to be back. Just a slight little fracture. It just takes time to heal. I'm trying to heal it in 3 weeks where it should be 6.
But coming back early, trying to stay in the points race proved painful. And slipping on a watered-down portion of the track, Jeff was forced to end his effort for the day. Craig moved past Lewis into second, but then had a reminder that he was riding with sore ankles. He aggravated the injury. Lewis failed to take advantage of Craig's troubles. The promising youngster wiped out. Mike Kudrowski started in 7th, made his expected move up through the pack. He was able to pass Jeremy for 2nd place.
I felt good, halfway through the moto I was catching them, and I didn't have really a strong pace going the whole time, but I just need to get off the gate a little bit better, and I'll be right up there.
His teammate number 7 was burning up the course. That plus 15 on Dad's pit board meant a 15-second lead.
I just kind of rode like I was in practice, do some consistent laps, and nobody was really catching me, so I didn't have to put in any harder laps.
Moto 1 winner LaRocco was followed by Kudrowski, McGrath, Dowd, and Healy. A couple of surprises on the uphill start in Moto 2. Ray Somo, number 38, got the whole shot, and Mike Healy, number 29, broke the gate in contention.
Mike needs a break. He's borrowing bikes and stuff like that. He flies out here, and everybody's trying to help him out ever since he lost his factory ride.
Michael Craig took the first lap lead and held it for several laps until Jeremy McGrath said, "I'm going to show some people." He's supposed to be a supercross specialist, I thought.
Well, today, I just wanted to show some people that, all the talk that's been getting talked around is not true, and came out and did that.
Mike Kudrowski was buried in 13th at the start and went down twice, but his teammate is anxious to win his second outdoor national title after taking the 500 last year. LaRocco moved from 5th to 2nd. Jeremy refused to give in to the challenge. It was an all-out battle for first place. Finally, the Rocket LaRocco would gain the lead and fail to crack. LaRocco sweeps the afternoon. McGrath a second to go with his third in Moto1. Mike Kudrowski never gave up, making it a last-lap battle for third. Jeff Matasevich held on for third-place honors. Fifth in Moto2 went to Kyle Lewis. Here's how the run for the championship looks after 6 events. LaRocco 17 points over his teammate. Dowd with a 4th and a 6th on the day holds on to 3rd in front of Lewis, Matasevich, and McGrath.
More helmet painting tips on MotoWorld 2 when we come back.
Helmet eraser, smudges, specks, junk, sand, eraser. Usually works. Little thumbprint, sand, erase. Cool, huh? Cool, huh? One color's boring. Raggy hairs, dabbing. If you can think of it, you can do it.
Not long ago, this was new. Ted Wilkins' 540cc class climber powered by a Rotax snowmobile engine. Now, chassis are changing. These incredibly long swing arms and twin shocks have been around for years. But look at the back of Scott Everett's new bike. The length is in the frame. The swing arm and suspension are borrowed motocross technologies.
We need to copy that and build a short swing arm, long framed motorcycle, and that's what we did. Just finished it up last night. We worked all winter on it.
And how did it perform? Let's say there were first race teething problems, though I'm not sure they related directly to the suspension. Now, one reason to have a lighter, more maneuverable motorcycle is this. You want to be able to ride it sideways up the hill. The flagman would have been a lot more impressed with this great save if our hero hadn't tried to run over him. And one more bit of evidence that lighter and more maneuverable is not yet a bulletproof concept. With that, we will move on to the man who pioneered motocross technology in hill climbing. Pennsylvania's perfect Paul Pinsino makes it look easy. The reigning 540 class champ on a proven piece of equipment.
I'm riding the same bike I've been riding for about 2.5 years now. It's the same setup, and I know it pretty good. And it's hard to make a mistake now.
Hey, you want mistakes? This is a mistake. Terry Schreiber Jr. turns loose all his Lou Grenzer horsepower and has a mighty sore tailbone to show for it. The breaker at the bottom was double tough. Harry tried to jump past all the nasty stuff, and things got ugly in a hurry. He was walking pretty gingerly and planned a couple of midweek x-rays to make sure nothing broke. A little gentler throttle hand gave veteran Randy Gabriel the big bike class lead until late in the day when the spotlight found another new arrival. No, not new technology. Lou Grenzer builds hill climb Harleys the traditional way, but rather the now retired 3-time champ welcomed West Virginia's Mickey Dent to the saddle for his first pro hill climb. 33 years old, former motocrosser and amateur national hill climb champ. You know what? He won the first time out.
This is the part you got to pay attention. Little tedious lettering activity. This is where the blue will show up good onto the pink. Okay, this spot is calling for a little brush embellishment. I'm going to do kind of a cliche California dry brush look here. California dry brush. And I'm from Massachusetts. How did I learn how to do it? Do you learn that when you move here? The minute you cross the border, they pull you over, they give you a brush, they say, do this, make it look crappy. Okay, now get out of here and move to his. Oops. Can't say where we were.
On to the main event, number 2, the 4-time Grand National champ Scotty Parker, and he will leave the door open a mile in turn 2. Moorhead, the oldest rider on the circuit, doesn't have to be asked twice. He's en route to victory, though he's pushing the big 4-0. But one lap later, the sparks tell a sad tale. Steve doesn't know it yet, but the swing arm is broken, and now he knows it, and he has a handful keeping that Harley out of the hay bales. A lot of frustration. This picture right here. Meanwhile, on the backstretch, we'll pick up the race for 4th. Will Davis, Jason Fletcher, and number 92, Rodney Ferris, who tries the bottom, tries awfully hard to miss Jason Fletcher, and does, but pays the price for it himself. Rodney's okay, overdue for some good luck. Parker holds off his frustrated teammate Chris Carr for the 2nd race in a row. Scotty, who won Sacramento with a new chassis, stays with what's working at Pomona. After the checker, he has a wave for hard luck man Moorhead. That is national win number 54. The next closest guy on the career victory list, Springsteen, with a mere 40. Last time out, Parker's wife Wanda went for the victory tour. This week, it's Bobby Carradine, the actor, who is a monster dirt track fan and thought this was way beyond cool. All right, Parker, what's the story about the new frame?
The frame seems to be working real good, and I wish I had the other one that we could compare it to, but hell, 2 for 2, I guess we don't really need the other one.
All right, now the reporter who asked Moorhead if anything good would come of a broken swing arm.
Well, I'm sitting here and I just lost $9,000, so I don't know what possibly good can come out of it. I don't need the riding experience. I've been an expert rider for 20 years, so I'm bummed.
Okay, now we have the final step, the clearing procedure. All of us in TV land know that nothing's cheap. Clear isn't cheap. This gallon of clear, 2 of these, $125, I might add. Okay, this is Aerolac Pearls, violet. You just take a little bit of it and you put it in the clear. Looks killer on black. Adds like a purple pearlescent. Goes in the clear, so of course it goes over everything. Out of all the paints that I sprayed on this show, clear is the most dangerous. The mask once again. I only got 1 brain cell left. I have to protect it. Urethane enamel, 3 coats, final coat. Be careful, you don't want to get any runs. But we're going to try and gloss this thing out. It's going to look nice.
Get up, get on your feet. Come on.
By Honda Motorcycles, the leader in on and off-road fun. Honda, come ride with us. And by Suzuki. Right now, your Suzuki dealer has the ride you've been waiting for and the financing to get it.
Well, good late afternoon, squids and squidettes. That's been another edition of This Old Helmet. I'm your host, Jerry Bonato, standing out here next to my newest and foulest nappy-looking lid. This, boys and goyles, is the finished product. 3 coats of nappy urethane enamel clear that kills brain cells upon contact, and you got a thing that's ready to ride. There's one thing that I hate more, and it's not because I want to paint another lid, it's a white helmet. You look like such a D-rider. You know, D-rider, white lid, squid, can't roost. Look at that thing. Despain.
You're Mr. Despain?
Yes, I am.
Your limo's waiting. And so is Mrs. Despain.
ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, have you ever heard of a drive-by shouting? Well, you're going to see one